how do you reflect this morning on a point last night?
Yeah, look, it was a point. A point in the Premier League is always big, and I think we went into the game, of course, wanting to win the game. We go into most games, or every game this year, wanting to try and get 3 points. So I think the way the game panned out, I think it was a cagey affair. You know, both teams really. I think it was both playing the same sort of style in terms of the shape we played, and we probably cancelled each other out for large parts. And the ebbs and flows of the game, I think Brighton had a couple of very good chances, and I think we did as well. So I think a draw was probably a fair result on reflection, but maybe both of us, me and Graham, are probably sitting there thinking it could have maybe nicked the 3 points. So a lot of positives from our side, a good solid display, a clean sheet, which was very, very pleasing. So yeah, a lot of positives, and of course there were some things what weren't so good, or certainly we could improve on as well.
You resisted many changes, probably not surprisingly, from the Liverpool game. Was there a little bit of a hangover, a few tired legs out there, because emotionally and physically that probably took quite a bit out of you, and how does that affect your thinking onto the weekend?
Yeah, I think I said that after the game. I did feel that we looked a little bit jaded. I thought out of possession and the work rate and the effort was incredible again from the players, but just that real sharpness, certainly with the ball, and maybe the big effort what we had from Liverpool. But and certainly from my point of view, it's something I need to look at in terms of the period we're coming into. Is a busy period with a lot of games, and you know it's physically impossible for a player to go and play as many games as what's scheduled. So we'll have to rotate the squad and see what's best where we can to freshen things up.
You mentioned the solid performance. 2 games now where you haven't conceded in open play. When you think about the turnaround from those first few weeks of the season, how pleased are you with the progress, with the change of mindset, with the no panic? You had to rebuild an entire back four, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm very, very pleased with that. You know, I think for the start of the season at times, you know, we couldn't withstand a little bit, and it's been a work in progress with all the defenders, the whole group, every day working together and trying to become a little bit more solid, and as defenders and then as a team as well and as a group. So yeah, very pleased to, certainly yesterday for 15 minutes after the break in that second half, we come under it, and we didn't fold, kept ourselves in the game, stayed solid, and very, very pleasing. And we know we can't afford to go and have to score 2 or 3 goals to win games in this division. 1 is probably not going to be possible at times, but 2, you need to give yourself a platform really, and we managed to do that over the last 6-7 games, and that's good.
And we saw a little bit of Mitrovic. When he came on, he was a bit of a handful, wasn't he? How much fitter is he now, and do you think he could be good to go? Clearly he'd love to play against Newcastle, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I thought he'd done very well when he came on. Alex, he, brought his quality onto the pitch and what we see. So look, he's in a good place, and he's getting up to speed, and no doubt that, like I said at the start, there are really a lot of games coming up, and he's going to be in and around it when he's called upon.
A couple of kind of global ones today. Bilic sacking Allardyce back. What did you make of events at a team kind of around you in the last sort of 48 hours?
Nothing but sadness for Slaven really, because incredible to think that the man took that club from last year in the Championship and the job he did to get him out of that league. Everyone probably thinks it was a given, and everyone seems to think that, but that was an amazing feat he did last year and got him out. And as quick as he got him out of that division, he sits, where does he sit? I think 2 points or 3 points out of the relegation zone, and he's got the sack. It doesn't surprise me because we're in football. I mean, I'm not sure where West Brom expect themselves to be this year, and he's done a fantastic job really, and it's a real shame that he has lost his job. But like I said, I suppose it doesn't surprise us, and this is football, and when owners have the right to decide what they want to decide. So, but yeah, he's a good man, a very, very good manager, and I'm sure he'll go on to back into work very soon.
Yeah, that's right. So the Premier League clubs, they've voted against 5, reinstating 5, but they've agreed to increase the number of subs included on the bench. And alongside that, from as early as January, we could now see 2 concussion subs. So just your reaction to kind of both of those things, how will that change your way of thinking? Are you disappointed you won't get the 5 subs? I understand it's quite new, you probably haven't had much time to digest it, but give us your initial thoughts.
I literally practically just obviously explained it to me, so I've just come off the field. So look, the 3 subs is something which I was in favour of anyway, and us as a club was in favour of. Regarding naming 9, and of course that gives you a bit more scope and a bit more licence on the bench to give you a bit more there to choose from. And then regarding the concussions, I think that's probably a good decision. I think we're getting to that point. We've seen a couple of incidents now where there seems to be so I totally understand that one as well, and to have that flexibility as well to increase that to 5 if obviously there is a concussion or an injury to the head, then I see that as only a positive really.
And have you had a situation where, had you had a sub, you might have made just pause the thought for a moment and just taken that player away and give them time, or can you remember an instant, maybe even when you were playing, where it would have made a difference?
On the concussion one? No, I haven't really. I haven't. It's such a tough one because it's the animal you are, in the sense of when you're in the arena and as the player. It's a very difficult one because you're not thinking like that as such. So I do think things in place that probably take concussion substitutions or on and off, you can take them out to then bring them back on, will probably eradicate that raw emotion or raw feeling of an athlete in the sense of they don't want to come off, or it's just I need to stay on, and the pressure what that brings up from medical or whatever that may be. I see that's only been helpful. Regarding my experiences, I've not had one as a manager, and I can't remember one when I was playing.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thanks, Gail. Could you move to Premier League Productions and Jonathan Overy, please?
Hi, Scott.
Hi, Jonathan.
Obviously Newcastle suffered a little bit at the hands of Leeds, like everyone can, I suppose, the way they play. But in general, what do you think of Newcastle this season, and what are their main threats?
Yeah, a good side, a well-organised side. Very well organised, with individuals in their team that can cause you problems, to be honest with you. So a manager in Steve who's been around it and done a fantastic job throughout his career really. So look, it's a tough place to go, St James's Park. I think I played there for a few years, so I understand what the place is like there. And like I said, they've got quality as well. So it'll be a tough game for us, but one we're looking forward to going and playing.
You mentioned the importance of the clean sheet, and clearly we've been talking to you a lot about sort of new look defenders this season, but you've got a new goalkeeper as well. Can you talk a little bit about his influence, both in terms of his individual performance, but also his connection with those players ahead of home on the stand?
It's been very important. Yeah, he's come in, brought a lot of experience, and his stature as a keeper, in terms of him as a human being and him as an actual keeper as well, is a big presence about him. And look, he's been vital. He literally stepped in the building along with the back four and along with the whole unit really. It's a new unit, and I think probably now you're just starting to see elements of the work what's being done, and them obviously understanding the division as well really. So look, he's going to play a big part for us this year, and that's where it is really.
And it's small steps, isn't it? But do you feel positive ones? I mean, with every small step, do you getting a little bit more enthused about the possibilities this season's got?
Yeah, I do. I still understand the challenges we're going to face this year. I still, my words will not change from the outset when I sat here with the first game of the season against Arsenal. 3 games in, 4 games in, whatever it may be, or towards the end of the season, I still, I have a real understanding of where I see us this year and how I see this season panning out in that sense. But I also see improvements, and I see us taking small steps, like you say. So challenges ahead for sure there will be, but as long as we keep adopting and keep improving and keep being hard to beat, and that's probably the one thing what's come about us the last few results. Leicester, we got a win, Liverpool, Brighton yesterday, and the ones before that as well. To be fair, there has been improvements, and that needs to continue.
Thanks, Scott.
Cheers, John. Thank you.
Thanks, Trevor. Just staying on the last section of the broadcast, Ian Abraham's TalkSport. Do you have any questions for Scott, please?
Yeah, hang on. Trying to get my video to it. How are you?
I'm good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Just going back on the substitutes again. Obviously, it's still going to be, you could bring 3 on, but the benches are being extended. Were you in favour of 5 substitutes, or do you think that would be an unfair advantage for big teams?
Yeah. For me and my club and what where it is for us, I wasn't in favour of 5 subs. No, I wanted 3 subs, and at the same time, I understand that if there was evidence to suggest that the well-being of players, or the general well-being of players is being affected during this time, and obviously fitness-wise or injuries, there was a massive increase in injuries, or we were seeing evidence that a lot of clubs are using all their 3 subs, or there was an actual real impact, then I understand that then I would have it would have been the other way for me, and I would have voted that. For me, it wouldn't have been an advantage to us. Not that it's an advantage now, because it isn't, but certainly I felt it would have been an advantage for the top teams, and we've not got obviously the squad and the depth of squad what the top clubs have, and what comes with Champions League football, and a lot of football is a lot more money and resources, and ultimately you find there that you have a bigger squad and a stronger depth squad. So that's just where it is. Selfish maybe, but that's the way it is.
The concussion subs are going to be used from next month. I spoke to Gareth Ainsworth this week at Wycombe, and he was saying to me that as a former player, he's worried about the future, because he used to head the ball quite a lot. I know he didn't head the ball an awful lot, I do know that. But as an ex-player, are you worried about the fact that going forward?
No, I'm not worried one bit. I understand. I understand the concerns, but for me, you're asking me personally, my personal thingy. I'm not. There's not one bit of me which is concerned. I played football for 20 years, and I had an incredible career. Enjoyed every single minute of it, and that if that was there's a risk there. Obviously, if there's proven that there's risk in that, that's where it is, and that's not. I understand that if there is real proven data comes out, then of course I understand that maybe there may be things put in place to eradicate illness further down the line. But regarding myself, Moose, and you're saying no, I'm not concerned at all. I think you'd be concerned about a lot of things in life, haven't we? I think so no, that's the way it is.
Nearly every game you're going to play now will be behind closed doors again. And even more clubs up and down the country today found that games they may have had in front of fans, they can't anymore. There's only 4 clubs in the Premier League: Brighton, Southampton, Liverpool and Everton, who have fans. Is it maybe time to just say, right, let's just not have fans at games, so there's a level playing field for everybody, and work towards the beginning of next season maybe having half or full stadiums?
No, I don't think so. I don't think we're in a look. Listen, for sure, it's definitely an advantage. I think we see that against Liverpool when the fans were in the stadium. It was incredible. But I also feel that could be the case going to an away ground and having that atmosphere still. So we've been in this sterile situation for such a long time now in terms of playing an empty stadium. So I think whether the support's with you or against you, I think you could be a positive. And I also just don't think we're at a point or we're in any where you should be saying no fans, that team. I think obviously if there's fans allowed in certain stadiums, then bring them, because it can only help. I think it can help people, it can help football. We want fans back in stadiums. So I don't see it as a real negative or a level playing field. In fact, I'd love to go and play in an away stadium with fans in it, even if they were cheering against us.
And the last one from me, I mean, Newcastle, a bit of a up and down club. I mean, sometimes they get a really decent result. I guess that can happen to any club in the Premier League right now. But you see this as being an opportunity. I mean, Liverpool last week was a great performance and a great result, and probably, most people say, a bonus against the top six side. But Newcastle, you would have in your kind of mini league, would you?
Well, it's definitely a game we want to go out there and try and win. Yeah, it's a game we want to try and get points in, certainly. And you're right in saying I think Newcastle have had some up and down results, like a lot of teams this year. A very good side, what can cause teams problems, and we've got personnel in our team what are very good. But in saying that, we're in a good run. We're in a good vein of where we are. I like us at the moment. So for sure, we're going to go out there and try and win the game.